Hello, Holliston, and welcome to Tondorf League Baseball. The Holliston 12-year-old Panthers will take on the 12-year-old Hopkinton Hillers. And we are at Santos Field on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, July 1st. Game time temperature 85 degrees. A little breezy, a little humid. I'm Brian Winston along with cameraman and co-producer Mark Dennison. And we are ready to get started here in this matchup between the 5-1 Holliston Panthers and the 2-4 Hopkinton Hillers. Leading off for the Panthers today is TJ Kiley. He takes a strike. 0-1 on Tej in the leadoff spot. Pitching today for the Hopkinton team is number 2, Danny Villar, number 2. And he hits Kiley right on the small of the back, almost on the waist. And TJ will jog down to first, wearing that pitch to get things started here in the top of the first inning. Nick Larsh stepping in, number 12. Larsh homered in the big win against Dover Sherburne Thursday night. Nick takes ball one high and away. We have Larsh up and Rudowitz on deck. Kevin Rudowitz, number 11. Nick also had a double off the fence the other night. Hopkinton playing him fairly straight away today. And that pitch is high also for ball 2. TJ struts off first base but quickly retreats. Holliston head coach Dan Larsh did not get the name of the Hopkinton coach. And there's a strike for Nick. It's Dan Larsh over at third base as the coach and Tim McCarron at first. 2-1 to Nick. And that's hit high to center field. Center fielder number 3 calls it up and makes the play. That was Braden Hicks, number 3, with the play. So one down for the Panthers, in steps Kevin Rudowitz. TJ stays at first on that. On deck, Andrew Lee. Kevin fouls one, backing out of play, strike 1. Panthers, as I mentioned, had a big win against Dover Sherburne Thursday night, 5-2. So there is a 3-way tie atop the standings. Franklin, Holliston, and Dover Sherburne. That was their first loss. All 3 of those teams are 5-1. The 1-1 pitch to Kevin. And it's high and inside. Holliston beat Dover Sherburne and lost to Franklin, so they have the tiebreaker over DS at the moment. And that pitch is low and in the dirt. 3-1 now. A hitter's count for Kevin Rudowitz. Winds and delivers. It's outside for ball 4. And so Rudowitz on with a base on balls. 1 down. Runners at first and second for Andrew Lee. On deck, Sam Winston. Lee off to a strong start in the 2017 Tondorf League, and that pitch is high and inside for ball 1. Holliston looking to get at least 1 out of this, first and second, and only 1 out. And that pitch is sliced off and foul into the woods, where there's probably about 9,000 baseballs. 1-1 now to Lee. Looking to move the runners along and even better, knock one in. And that one is hit through the hole between the shortstop and third base. It's a base hit for Lee. TJ wisely holding at third. Lee with a strong single. And the base is loaded now for 1 out for Sam Winston, number 5. On deck is Sean O'Neill. Coaches reminding their players, the Hopkinton coach setting up his fielders, Coach Larsh reminding his runners about the situation. And tough strike there. Looked a little low and outside, but Sam looks at strike one, 0-1. Kiley on third, Rudowitz on second, and Lee on first. Swing and a miss. Strike two, Sam in the hole. Quickly at 0-2. And that one is topped to third. And he's safe at first as the fielder came off the bag. So a run does come in. Chopping high ground ball to third. Does get the run in. Rudowitz out at third on the force. And Sam somewhat beats out the throw, but the first baseman not on the base. So 2 down now on that fielder's choice. And here is Sean O'Neill. Takes a ball low and inside. So that was Kiley that scored, putting Holliston up 1-0. And Andrew Lee now standing on second, Winston on first. There's a strike down the middle to Sean. 1-1 to O'Neill. Pitched 4 solid innings the other night in getting the win versus Dover Sherburne. And that ball is in for a base hit. Lee rounding third. He'll score easily. The throw is cut off by number 7, Drew Morse. And Holliston now up 2-0 as Andrew Lee comes in easily there. Nice hit by O'Neill. So Winston up to second, O'Neill on first, and a little 2-out action there. For Sean, Owen McCarron steps in, and ball 1. On deck is Terrence Macarthur. Owen steps in, Winston on second, and O'Neill on first. Beautiful breezy afternoon here in Medway. And that's a low strike to Owen. Tough pitch to swing at there. Holliston looking for some more action. That's high and away. Catcher does a nice job to grab that. Two and 1, I believe, is the count to McCarron. And low and away there. Nope, I was wrong on the count because it's ball 4. Must have been 3 and 1. So Owen is on now to load the bases. Winston goes to third, and O'Neill to second. Hopkinton coach comes out to have a couple words with his young pitcher, Danny Villar. Some quick words of wisdom, pumping up his pitcher with some confidence as Terrence Macarthur steps in. Joey Gentile on deck. So Terrence steps in, bases loaded, good spot for him to build on the Panther lead. It is 2-0 at the moment. Top of the first here at Santos Field in Medway. Takes a strike. 0-1 on Terrence. Terrence swings through that pitch, and it's 0-2 now to Terrence. Panthers doing a good job getting through the order. Just about. And Terrence just tops it backwards. Count remains 0-2. It's an important game for Holliston to win, to keep pace with Franklin and Diaz. That pitch is high and away. Good take by Terrence there, 1-2. The count to T-Mac, Terrence Macarthur. And that one is hit deep to left, and see you later. A grand slam for Terrence Macarthur. No doubt about that one. That ball is swimming in the lake here on the other side of Santos, and that ball was absolutely crushed by Macarthur, as he rounds the bases for a grand slam, and that certainly increases the lead for the Panthers. 6-0 now in the top of the first. An absolute missile to left center field, and Macarthur has given his team a comfortable lead, although very early in the game. So Macarthur with the grand slam, believe his first home run of the summer here in this Medway Tondorf League, and in steps Joe Gentile, one of the hot hitters for the Panthers. Joe's come on in the last few games and takes an outside strike there. I disagree with that call, but 0-2 anyways, no matter what I think about it. And the pitcher quickly pitching. He gets a ground ball that is foul down the right field line, so Joe's still 0-2. The pitcher, Danny, has really sped up his pace here. And he hits Gentile in the back of the elbow, comes up and hits him in the face mask. Joe nodding to Coach Larsh that he is okay. And so he is on by a hit by pitch. Still 2 outs in the first. That's not the first time Joe's been hit this year. And in steps Brady Sweeney, who swings. It's a little dribbler down the line. And he's safe at first. Excellent hustle by Brady Sweeney on a swinging bunt that will go down in the book as a base hit. Very close play at first. Very close play there. Gentile stays, advances to second, so that's a base hit now for Sweeney as he's on, and we're back to the top of the order. So the Panthers starting this game off on fire, led by the Macarthur grand slam, and this pitch is high and inside to Kiley. It's 1-0. TJ fakes bunts, and he lays one down. It goes back to the pitcher, and Danny V throws him out. A nice bunt, though, by TJ. Just a little strong there, but did execute for the most part and got it down. But he will be thrown out 1-3. The inning ends, but Holliston sends up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 batters that inning, and they take a 6-run lead. Bottom of the first coming up. Bottom of the first here at Santos Field. Holliston up 6-0. It's Nick Larsh doing the pitching today for the Panthers, and he is ahead 0-2 quickly on Braden Hicks, number 3. Braden Hicks, the lefty for Hopkinton. And they are looking to get a couple runs back here. And there's a looking strikeout as he fooled Hicks. Something off speed there, it looks like, and he strikes out. And a good start for Holliston defensively. Here is Jack Interante. He is number 17 for Hopkinton. Holliston pretty much playing him straight away. Outfield of Macarthur in left field, Lee in center, and Brady Sweeney in right. Infield of O'Neill at third, Rudowitz at short, Kiley at second, Winston at first, and a battery of Larsh and Joe Gentile. And Nick again with a change of speed. He's ahead of Jack. 1-2. A lot of off-speed pitches being called by Coach Larsh, we noticed in the last couple days. Especially with O'Neill on the mound on Thursday night, trying to keep that Dover-Sherburne team off balance. And that pitch is right down the middle, and another strikeout looking for Larsh. So that's 2 quick outs for Hopkinton. And number 2, Danny Villar, steps in. Not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Sorry, Danny. And he was the pitcher in the first inning for Hopkinton. He takes a curveball outside. 1-0. Very breezy out here in the woods Some nice cloud cover today here in beautiful Medway, Massachusetts. That ball's outside. It's 2-0 now to Danny V. And that's a ball for 3-0. Number 12, Larsh, looking to throw a strike here. And does. And there's another strike. So Larsh attempting to come all the way back. He was behind 3-0 on this batter. Now it's 3-2. And 2 outs. The payoff pitch. And it's ball 4. So Nick loses Danny V on the walk. Still 2 down. And here is Robert Letetscher. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. He's number 31 for Hopkinton, the cleanup hitter. 2 down. Danny V on first. And there's looks like some type of an off-speed pitch there for strike 1 to Robert. And we'll stick with the first names, those ones I can pronounce. And there is strike 2. Robert again swinging through those 2 pitches. Nick doing a good job keeping those balls low. Will he come with the high, hard one here? No, he doesn't. It's another curveball, and it's another looking strikeout for Larsh. That will retire the side. No runs, no hits for Hopkinton. It's 6-0 after 1. Back at Santos Field in Medway, 6-0. Holliston, a big first inning led by the Macarthur Grand Slam here on July 1st. And to lead off the second inning, and that is Nick Larsh standing in. And Larsh takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to Larsh. And Larsh flares one to left. It'll be out of play. So 0-2 now to Larsh. Rudowitz on deck. Scheduled hit is Larsh, Rudowitz, and Lee. And that pitch is high and away for ball 1. 1-2 to number 12, Larsh. Just outside. I think that was a good call by the umpire. 2-2 now to Larsh. The pitch. And that's also outside. So now 3-2 and a full count to Larsh, being down 0-2 to start the at-bat. Still Danny V on the mound. And Larsh pops one up, and it goes straight back and foul and out of play. A high pitch, but a good protective swing there by Larsh. And the pitch, and it's strike 3. Nick goes down swinging. Had to swing at that one. It was high, but it was close. So Holliston, 1 down, and Kevin Rudowitz, number 11, steps in the shortstop. Rudowitz walked in his last at-bat and then was eventually thrown out at third on the Winston fielder's choice. So 1 down in the second here, 6-0 Holliston. Huge crowd for the Panthers today, filling up the seats along the third base side, the away side, and 2 quick balls to Rudowitz, 2-0. There's a strike. And it's 2-1 now to Rudowitz. The 2-1 pitch. And it's a defensive swing, ground ball to second. That's number 17. A low throw, but scooped out and thrown out. That was number 17, Jack Interante, to the third baseman, number 4, Charlie Simulus. And they get the out. So 2 outs here. Here comes Andrew Lee. Kind of a defensive swing there by Kevin. Probably going to be a strike and had to swing at it. Lee flares one off foul. That ball is catchable, actually. Or gettable, I should say, retrievable. Didn't quite go all the way into those woods where those other 9,000 balls are. So 1 strike quickly to Lee. Winston on deck. Lee singled his first time up. And Lee takes a big, strong hack and fouls it straight back. Just missed it. Lee with a single, an RBI single, to give Holliston their first run earlier in the first inning. 0-2 now to Lee. High and inside to Lee. Andrew, I believe, with 4 home runs this year, leading the team. He got off to an epically hot start. And Lee stays back on it. It's flared and out of play. So good cut there on the off-speed pitch to stay alive with 2 strikes. Lee was just seeing the ball. It was like a beach ball to him. It was so big. He was putting the big part of the bat on everything. And that is high and away. This time, not the result that Andrew was looking for, but that's okay. Still a 6-0 lead for Holliston after 1.5. Top of the second inning in Medway. 6-0 Holliston Panthers against the Hopkinton Hillers. Larsh still on the mound. There is a base hit up the middle. Lee fields it cleanly, gets it into Kiley at second. That was Drew Morse, number 7, who gets the leadoff hit on the first pitch. So Hopkinton with their first hit of the day. And up steps Tommy Chatton, number 28. That ball is outside to Tommy. And it looks like the bunt is shown and a strike is thrown. Down 6 runs. Interesting concept to try to bunt, but perhaps just trying to mess with Nick. It looks like that is a ground ball to O'Neill. Bobbles it, but gets one at second base. Unlikely would have the double play anyways, as it was a slow roller. So they do get Tommy Chatton on the fielder's choice. Drew Morse thrown out at second base. So there's 1 down now for Hopkinton, and it's Ryan Hicks who steps in, number 20. First time up today for Hicks, and takes a pitch that's outside, 1-0. Breeze picking up a little bit. And he's way ahead of that one. It's Ryan Hicks way ahead of that off-speed pitch. It's 1-1. There's another off-speed pitch, and the runner is going. The throw down, and he should be... Whoa, very close play. He was safe. Might have been a little late on the tag there. The Panthers a little slow to get to second base. So the stolen base there by Tommy Chatton, and it's 2-1 here to Hicks with a runner in scoring position. And he just fouls it off. Barely tips the ball there. 2 strikes now. 2-2 pitch. Nope, no pitch now called by the umpire. I'm not sure what's going on there. Perhaps the ump wasn't ready. So 2-2 here. Let's reset. Runner on second, 1 down, 6-0 Holliston. Here's the pitch. And it's a hit up the middle. It'll be a base hit. Somehow did not hit Nick. Little bobble throwing it in there from Lee, fielded it cleanly. Low throw. TJ hit bobbled. And they're checking on Larch. Maybe that did hit him. That was right at him. So Hicks with an RBI single. It's 6-1 Holliston. And Hicks now on first, and up steps Quinn Comiskey, number 13. When you hear that last name, Comiskey, I hope you're thinking of the Chicago White Sox and the famous Comiskey family that owned the team for many, many years. The old park the White Sox used to play in, Comiskey Park, home of the 1959 American League champion White Sox. And they had a curse broken of their own the year after the Red Sox broke their 86-year curse. The White Sox winning the World Series in 2015 hadn't won since way back when. I forget the exact year. Perhaps the 1919 they threw it. I don't know. I'm getting mixed up in my history. But back to Quinn Comiskey, number 13 at the plate. He swings and misses. for strike one. So 1 out, runner on first. Strike two, a nice inside curveball there. That froze Comiskey. And the 0-2 pitch is outside. 1-2 now to Quinn Comiskey. And strike three on the outside, very outside corner. Nick gets him looking. So that's 2 down now for the Hopkinton team. That's Larsh's 4th looking strikeout today. And it's Charlie Simulus, number 4, who steps in with 2 down and a runner on first. Another breaking ball that slides in the inside low corner for strike one. Trying again with that off-speed pitch, 1-1. Trying to work the inside part of the plate to Simulus, number 4. And there's a strike to Simulus, 1-2. Charlie is the 9th hitter for Hopkinton. 2 down. And it's a ground ball to third. It's bobbled. The big, strong throw, and they get him anyways. A good, strong throw by O'Neill. He bobbled it at first. Good patience there to stay with it. Winston holds the bag, and the Panthers get out of that one. After 2 here in Medway, it is 6-1 Panthers. Back to Medway. It's top 3. Sam Winston up to lead things off. He fouls one straight back. He's late on that pitch. It's still the same pitcher for Hopkinton. That's Danny V. So Sam quickly behind 0-1 here. 6-1 Panthers. That's outside, 1-1. Winston, O'Neill, McCarron, 2 up. Winston had a fielder's choice his first time up, a chopping ground ball to third. The 1-1 pitch. That sliced foul and out of play. Still a bit late on that. So 1-2 to Winston. The wind up in the pitch. It's a hit it gets through the third baseman. And there's a hit to left field for Winston. So he's on. Defensive swing there with 2 strikes, and O'Neill steps in. He had a base hit, a hard ground ball that went through the left side. So he's 1 for 1. So O'Neill digs in with the leadoff runner on. And it's a high and away strike there to Sean. Oh, and 1. Make that 1-1 now to O'Neill. O'Neill's been on a little bit of a tear lately, clumping together some hits and hitting a home run a couple games ago. That one is fouled straight back, a high pitch that Sean attacked. So 1-2 now to O'Neill. Winston on first. Wow. And a strikeout, and I'm not sure how that was called a strike in Sean's defense. He would have had to have been using a shovel handle as a bat or a rake to get to that one, low and away. Tough call there for O'Neill. So he's down, and McCarron swinging at the first pitch. Owen McCarron, he walked his last time up. It's 0-1 now to Owen. Winston still at first. And that pitch is outside, 1-1 to McCarron. Holliston looking to get something. A quiet second inning for them as they went down 1-2-3. That pitch is high. Good eyes by Owen McCarron, 2-1 to OMAC, as he is sometimes called. Not to be confused with T-Mac. Low in the dirt. The catcher does a nice job scooping it. And it's 3-1 now to McCarron as the Panthers looking to get something going here on deck. is, speaking of T-Mac, it's Terrence Macarthur. And this one's hit high and deep to center, and see ya. That's gone for McCarron on the 3-1 pitch. The kids are wrestling with it behind us, over the ball, and that's a home run for number 7, Owen McCarron. A 2-run shot to deep center field. Winston scores on the play. McCarron, a bomb, and that makes it 8-1 now, Panthers. These balls get out quick in some of these Little League games. Fence being only about 200 feet, and that was an absolute missile. And speaking of missiles, here's MacArthur, who hit a high towering home run into the pond here his last time up, and not just a home run, it was a grand slam. And Terrence with another hard hit into the gap. Number 3, the center fielder for Hopkinton, Braden Hicks, does a good job cutting that off and gets it in quickly. So Terrence seeing the ball very well today. He's 2 for 2. And the Panthers have something going here. 1 down in the 3rd, top 3. And Joe Gentile steps in. Joe was hit by the pitch last time, and Joe slices one just over the head of the second baseman. That's a base hit for Gentile, fielded cleanly by number 13, Quinn Comiskey. And Gentile is on base twice today, a hit and a hit by pitch for Joe G, who continues to swing the bat well, and the Hopkinton coach now coming out to the field. And it looks like they are going to make a pitching change. So, top 3, 8-1 Holliston. We'll be back after this pitching change. Back to the action here. We might have had a technical difficulty with the audio. So we'll figure that out in the editing room, of course. So this is Brady Sweeney, who is now in to bat for the Panthers. Sweeney had a single his last time up, and a new pitcher for Hopkinton. This is number 42, Zach Scher. 1-1 to Sweeney. So 2 runs in so far here in the top of the 3rd for the Panthers on the 2-run McCarron home run. MacArthur on first, he singled. MacArthur on second, he singled. Gentile on first, he singled. So Sweeney at the plate. 2-1 the count to Brady. Swing and a miss for strike 2. In between the pitching change, we had some of the Hopkinton players helping me out with my pronunciations and giving us the head coach's name, who is Alex Black, the head coach of Hopkinton. And somehow that was called a strike. Wow. Tough one there for Brady. And in steps, this looks like Andrew Dennison, who has checked into the game, number 24. Andrew's first at-bat of the day, perhaps stepping in place of Kylie, who would be scheduled to hit. So Andrew Dennison is first at-bat. He flares one down the line, and it's just foul. So 1-1 to Andrew, with runners on first and second and 2 out. Andrew would have ran all day if that dropped in fair, using his quickness to get around the bases. And it's a ground ball to the second baseman. He is thrown out at first, and that will end the inning. After 2.5, Panthers 8, Hopkinton 1. Bottom 3 here in the Tondorf League. It's Hopkinton versus Holliston. It's a topped ground ball, the 3rd, barehanded by O'Neill, and overthrown, but no advancement there. That was number 42, Zach Scher, with that. So he reaches base. Not sure whether we go with a hit or an error on that one, but he's on. Certainly a bad throw, but it would have been a tough out. So he's on. And it brings us to the top of the order. I think this is Braden Hicks, number 3. He struck out looking his first time up. There's an outside curveball. That stays away, 1-0 to Hicks. Cher, Hicks, and Tarante due up this inning. Another strike, it's 1-1 to Hicks. So 8-1 Panthers on home runs by McCarron and Macarthur with the big granny in the first inning. Hicks looks at that one, but decides to pull back 2-1. That one's inside to Hicks. It's 3-1 now to Braden Hicks. Throw over to first, trying to catch Cher sleeping, but he was awake. And that's outside, and it's a ball 4. And Hicks reaches. So Cher moves to second, Hicks on first, and here comes Jack and Tarante. He struck out looking his first time up. Winds and delivers. That's behind the batter, and both runners will advance. So Cher to third, Hicks to second, and nobody down as Hopkinton trying to get back into the game. Down 7 runs at this point. Bottom 3. The 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1 now to Interante. That should be strike 2, and it is. It's 1-2 now for the Panthers ahead of the count. Some fielding substitutions. Macarthur in left, Lee in center, Sweeney in right. That remains the same. In the infield, O'Neill at third, Rudowitz at short, Dennison at second, and McCarron at first. Same battery. And that one is sliced. McCarron makes a nice grab on the line drive. So Interante out on the line drive to the first baseman. That's the first out of the inning. In steps Danny Villani. So I had his name wrong. Apologies to the Villani family. He walked his first time up in the first inning. Second and third, 2 down for Hopkinton. High and inside for ball 1. The wind up in the pitch is outside, 2-0. On deck, Robert Litcher. So 2 runners in scoring position. And that's swung and fouled. Fouled off to the right side for Villani. 2-1. Holliston playing Villani straight away for the most part. That pitch is low and away. It's a ball. It's 3-1. That's a high off-speed or curveball, and then he walks. So the bags are full now for Hopkinton, trying to get something cooking here with 2 down. This is Robert Litcher, who also struck out looking in the first inning. From what I remember, he was way ahead of a lot of these pitches. He tops one to O'Neill. O'Neill barehands it and hits the runner. He's safe at home. A nice barehanded play by Sean, but tough out there to get as he's running towards home plate with the runner coming into the base. So Hopkinton does get a run. That's Cher who scores. Not Sonny, but Cher. And Hicks to third. And this one is hit deep to center, and it is gone! A grand slam by Drew Morse. And he is taking his time jogging around the base, number 7. So this game has quickly changed colors as a grand slam by Morse brings in, obviously, 4 runs, because that's what a grand slam is, as all sports fans know. And that is 5 runs in the inning. So that makes it 8-6 now, Panthers, 8-6. And it looks like a pitching change is happening after that. And in comes Sam Winston making his first appearance of the year in a now much tighter game. So 8-6, Hopkinton coming back on the big fly to center field by Drew Morse. And while Winston warms up, we'll take a short break. So let's reset the action here as Sam Winston making his first pitching appearance of the year. He's on the hill. There is 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Hopkinton has brought home 5 runs this inning, most recently on the Drew Morse grand slam. And here's Tommy Chatton. That's a ground ball to short. Rudowitz fields it cleanly. Throw to McCarron. He gets him. So 1 pitch and an out there. 5-3 in the scorebook. 2 down now for the Panthers, and in steps Ryan Hicks. Hicks singled his last time up. Number 20, Hicks. So looking like a Holliston blowout early, but as we know in these Little League games, things can change quickly. That pitch is low and away in the dirt, 1-0. On deck is Quinn Comiskey. So 2 down here for the Panthers with now only an 8-6 lead. And he throws it by him on the swing and the miss, too. Hicks, 1-1 now. Winston, number 5. Same defense behind Winston. And there's a hit, but right at Rudowitz, he drops it. He still has time to make the play, gets the out, and the inning will end. But it's a big one for the Hillers of Hopkinton as they get 5 runs, and 4 of them coming in on the big grand slam by Drew Morse. It is at 8-6, Holliston after 3 innings. It's the top of the 4th inning here at Santos Field, and we've got a ball game. It's 8-6, Hopkinton erupting for 5 runs. 4 of them on the grand slam by Morse, and here come the Panthers. Up steps number 12, Nick Larsh. He looks at a ball high and away. Larsh is 0 for 2 today. He has flown out to center field and has struck out in his last at-bat. So Holliston looking to get back some of those runs that were just put on the board. And that's a ball, 2-0 to Larsh. Larsh, Rudowitz, Lee do up this inning. And Larsh wisely holds back on that one. And it's 3-0 now to Larsh. Interested to see if he gets a take sign here, or does he get the green light? He does not get the green light, and I would have taken it if I were him also. That's a tough pitch to hit low and away, but it's a strike. It's 3-1 now to Larsh. Number 42, Zach Scher, still doing the pitching. There's a curveball. Larsh reaches out to it. It's a flare to third base, just in foul ground, and number 31, Robert Litcher, makes the play on the pop-up. So Larsh retired on the foul pop-up to the third baseman. There's 1 down. Here comes Kevin Rudowitz. Kevin has walked and grounded out today. Kevin, the shortstop, reaches out, and that is a ground ball to short. And it takes a tough hop on number 2, Danny Villani. And Rudowitz is on. So Rudowitz get on. It's all about on-base percentage here in Little League. Doesn't matter how you get on as long as you get on. In steps Andrew Lee, who's 1 for 2 today, with a single and a strikeout. So Rudowitz on first. That's a ball away, 1-0 now to Lee. Lee rips a shot to the shortstop. He fields it cleanly, throws to second. They are not going to get Andrew Lee at first, so there's a fielder's choice. Rudowitz retired on the fielder's choice. 6-4 in the book for Rudowitz. So now there's 2 down. Andrew Lee at first. Here's Winston. Winston 1 for 2 today. And Sam rips a shot, and it's through for a base hit on the first pitch. It's in the left field. Lee up to second. So Winston is on, and there's some two-out action here for the Panthers, looking to get back some of those runs. And in steps Sean O'Neill, number 10. Sean struck out his last at-bat, but had a hard single his first time up. So 2 down, Lee at second, Winston at first. And that pitch is high to Sean, 1-0. Share winds and delivers. It's a ball outside. 2-0 now to O'Neill. McCarron on deck, who homered in his last at-bat. Sean looks at a ball high. We just got some breaking news that the Dover-Sherburne team had mercied the Ashland team earlier today, which gives them 6 wins on the season. So in order to keep pace with DS, Holliston must get this win. O'Neill walks on 4 pitches, so the bags are full. Lee at third, Winston at second, O'Neill at first, and here is Owen McCarron, who hit a missile his last time up for a home run. 2 down here for Holliston. He looks at a pitch high and away. And the Hopkinton coach coming to the mound quickly. That is Alex Black. So while Coach Black talks to his pitcher, Zach Scher, Coach Larsch calls his hitter, Owen McCarron, over for some words. Perhaps Coach Black reminding Zach Scher about the McCarron dinger his last time up and telling him to be smart with his location of the pitches. So 1-0 now to McCarron. Bases loaded, 2 down. And that's a base hit up the middle. That'll score 1 run as Lee is in. Winston rounding third. He's going to have to hustle. There's a play at the plate. He slides in safe. And O'Neill still at second, much to Coach Larsch's chagrin. And 2 runs come in on the McCarron single. That's Lee and Winston in. So Holliston gets back 2. O'Neill to second. Still 2 outs, as you know. And here's Terrence Macarthur, another hot hitter. 2 for 2 today with the grand slam. Terrence takes a ball high. So let's make that 10-6 now, Holliston. And the 1-0 pitch to Terrence. It's flared off and out of play. 1-1 to Terrence. Well, McCarron now with 4 RBIs on the day. And the Holliston bats are working for the moment. Pitch to Terrence as gets away. O'Neill will get to second, and some hesitancy by McCarron at first for the moment, but he makes it easily to second. So now Holliston has 2 runners in scoring position. Second and third for Terrence. And it's 2-1 to MacArthur. Terrence reaches for that very tough pitch to hit low and away. 2-2 now. 2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. And Terrence holds up on it. It's a flare to center, and it's a nice running play by number 3, Braden Hicks, on the play. That looked like it could have been trouble for the moment off the bat of Terrence, but it goes down as a fly out to center. But your Panthers get 2 runs on the 2-run single by McCarron after 3.5 here at Santos Field in Medway. Panthers 10, Hillers 6. So it's back to Santos Field in Medway. Quick consultation with center fielder Andrew Lee to confirm the score at 10-6. Wasn't sure if I had that right for a moment. But Andrew tells me it is, and I'll listen. I'll believe anything he says. So it is the bottom of the 4th for Hopkinton. It's a 10-6 game. Winston still on the hill. It's sliced fair down the line. Sweeney gets by Sweeney. Cut off to Dennison looking for third. They're going to hold it and just get it in quickly. So that was Quinn Comiskey. And like his namesake, making a great baseball swing there and getting the ball just down the line fair past the first baseman. So that's a triple, maybe a double on an error we'll give him. And Hopkinton has the leadoff runner on. Winston deals low, ball one. This is Charlie Simulus, number 4. So the leadoff runner on third. Simulus grounded out his last time up. The 1-0 pitch. That's low and in the dirt. 2-0. Same defense behind Winston here. We have left to right MacArthur, Lee, and Sweeney as Sam throws a strike. 2-1 now to Simulus. And the infield is O'Neill at third, Rudowitz short, Dennison at second, McCarron at first. That pitch is just high and inside. It's 3-1 now to Simulus. And there's the pitch. That's fouled back, and it's a full count. So 3-2 to Simulus. It's Quinn Comiskey running the bases like the great White Sox Nellie Fox of the 1950s. The 3-2 pitch. It's fouled off and out of play, and let's make that 9,001 baseballs in the woods. Off to the right here at Santos Field. So still 3-2. And it's a ground ball to Dennison at second. They will concede the run. He makes the play to first, and they get the out. Smart play by Dennison there. Charges the ball, gets the out. The run will score, so an RBI ground out for Simulus. Comiskey scores and make that now 10-7. Holliston with one down now and the bases cleared. Here is Zach Scher, number 42. Scher reached base on, we're not sure if we'd call that a hit or an error. It was a tough ball too short. And Sam is low there with a ball. I missed the first pitch as I looked down. I think it was a strike. 1-1 to Zach. That ball's high. 2-1. Sam working with a pretty fast clip at the moment. Coach Losh calling the pitches from the sideline. There's a pitch that's inside. It's 3-1. So 10-7, bottom 4. Panthers in charge at the moment. Sam winds and delivers. That's a ground ball to Dennison at second. Fields it cleanly. Good strong throw to first. And Andrew Dennison with 2 putouts for the inning. So that's 2 down now. Bottom of the 4th, and here comes the leadoff hitter, Hicks. He is he's 0 for 1. Reached base on a walk. He struck out his first time up. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th, and it is 10-7 Panthers. Winston winds and delivers. That one's hit to right, and it's a fair ball. Sweeney fields it. They get it in. The throw to second. He's going to be safe. So a double by Hicks down the line. Opposite field slicer. Kind of a fly ball there. Not sure Brady had a chance to catch that one. So 2 down now. He did make a smart play there to keep it in front of him. 2 down here is Jack Interante, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that one is flared down the side. That will be foul and rolls into the woods. So 2 down. Coach Large pulling Brady in a couple steps. And it's 0-1 to Interante. 2 down runner on second. That is Hicks. There's a strike down the middle, so it's 0-2 now to Interante. They have shifted over towards the opposite field. Lee now in right center field. And there's the pitch. He's going. The throw down to third. He is out. Great throw by Gentile to get it down to O'Neill. And that will close the inning. The Hillers of Hopkinton do get 1 run. And after 4 full innings, your Holliston Panthers 10 The Hopkinton Hillers 7. So we're back, and some technical issues. We went dead there for a little while, but we're back here. So not exactly sure what we missed, but to reset things, it's 13-7 Holliston. Ground ball now to Kiley. It gets through him at second. So an error on Kiley at second. That was Litcher, the pitcher. He reaches base with 2 down. And here steps Drew Morse, who hit the grand slam his last time up. And that's a base hit into center field. Dennison fields it cleanly and gets it in to Nick Larsh. So a base hit there by Morse. He's 2 for 3. Excuse me, he's 3 for 3. And Hopkinton trying to get something going here in the 5th. Bottom 5, 13-7. Litcher at second, Morse at first. Here's Tommy Chatton. Chatton swings and misses. He grounded out and reached base on a fielder's choice. So 0-1 to Chatton. And that's sliced foul. So 0-2 now to Chatton. Lee, Dennison, and Sweeney in the outfield. O'Neill at third, Larsh at short, Kiley at second, Winston at first, Gentile catching. Here's the pitch. It's a flared back foul, so it stays ahead of Chatton, 0-2. And 2 outs. Looking to get out of this little mini jam here. And it's low and away, gets by Gentile. The runners will advance. So Hopkinton now has 2 runners in scoring position. 1-2 is the count on Chatton with 2 down. And it's a flare foul. Number 28, Chatton, staying alive. Good battle here, McCarron versus Chatton. Winds and delivers. And that's also fouled back. Seems late on these pitches. Brady Sweeney ready and right. The ball seems to be heading that way. The 1-2. And that's hit to the gap. Dennison goes over, makes a great play to end the inning. Andrew quickly getting to that ball on his left side. And Andrew fields it to end the inning, so that's a fly out to center. That ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit for Hopkinton. Your score after 5 full is 13-7 Holliston. Top 6. Panthers versus Hillers. Hopkinton versus Holliston. Holliston up 13-7. McCarron steps in. And this one is hit deep to center. It hits off the fence. And that'll be a long single for McCarron. Almost right into our broadcast booth. I had my left hand out ready to catch it, but it just died at the fence. A line shot off the fence for McCarron, as he has had a day today. Owen McCarron, 4 for 4 today, as he remained at the plate because Winston was thrown out at third to end the last inning. So MacArthur steps in. McCarron on with a long single, a rocket off the center field fence. MacArthur steps in. He is 2 for 3. Takes a ball away. MacArthur had the grand slam in the first inning. And a hard line drive base hit to left field. So nobody out for the Panthers. That one sliced foul and adds to the collection of baseballs. So 2 strikes, or at least 1 strike. I missed a pitch there. So at least 1-1 to Terrence. McCarron on first. Joe G on deck. And Terrence grounds it to the shortstop. He fields it cleanly. Gets the out at second. They throw to first. Safe at first. So a good play by Hopkinton on the fielder's choice by MacArthur. He'll stay at first. Owen is thrown out at second by the shortstop, 6-4 on that fielder's choice. So one down for the Panthers. MacArthur on first, and here is Joey Gentile. 2 for 2, and also reached base on a hit by pitch. And that ball is low and away. So Gentile and then Sweeney on deck. One down for the Panthers. That pitch is high. Ball 2. Joe, one of a bevy of hot hitters for the Panthers. And that gets by the catcher. Terrence will strut into second base standing up. So Terrence in scoring position now with one down. Joey looking to advance him or get him in. You never can have enough runs in Little League. There's a strike to Joe, 2-1. 6-run lead right now for the Panthers. Pitch, and that one is slapped foul and out of play. So 2-2 now to Gentile with Terrence on second. Field mostly sunny now, just a little bit of shade in center field. Full count, the umpire says, and here's the pitch, and that's a strike. So Joe goes down swinging. 2 down now for the Panthers, and here comes Brady Sweeney. Sweeney has reached base on a fielder's choice and has struck out today and singled, so he is 1 for 3. Sweeney looks at a pitch high and away, ball 1. Andrew Dennison standing on deck for the Panthers. The pitch is a low strike to Sweeney, 1-1. Coach Lars giving some signals to MacArthur at second. That pitch is low for a ball. 2-1 to Sweeney. Litcher, the pitcher. And that is also a ball. So 3-1 now to Sweeney. Litcher, the third pitcher of the day for Hopkinton. Here's that pitch, and it's swung and missed. And it'll be a full count now. So 3-2. Runner on second. 2 down. And that's fouled off. A good piece of hitting by Sweeney to get to that one and just fouled it back. So Brady stays alive with the full count, looking down at Coach Losh as Terrence holds second base for the moment. 3-2 pitch. And it's outside for ball 4, so Sweeney gets on, and that will roll to the top of the order, and in steps Andrew Dennison. Andrew has walked and grounded out today. He is 0 for 1 officially. He's got 2 runners on. And looking to add a little bit extra onto this Holliston lead in the 6th. Litcher is outside to Dennison, ball 1. 1-0 to Andrew. MacArthur at second, Sweeney at first. Now the field covered by shade as a big cloud, and that one is off the handle. Takes a funny hop to the second baseman, but he retires Andrew 4-3, so that will end the inning. Panthers get no runs there on 1 hit, so it will go to the bottom of the 6th. 13-7 Holliston. McCarron heading to the mound. It's now or never for Hopkinton. They are down 6 heading into the bottom of the 6th. And it will be, the hitter will be, I think this is number 20. It is. It's Ryan Hicks who's leading off against McCarron. Hicks is 1 for 2 as a single, and he grounded out to the shortstop. So 13-7 lead for the Panthers. McCarron high and inside for ball 1. Defense remains the same as the last inning. Owen looks in on Ryan Hicks, number 20, and that's a strike. Good pitch there by Owen. Looking to get these final 3 outs, and Holliston can remain atop the standings. The pitch, and another strike. I have 1 and 2. Might have missed a pitch. But regardless, there's 2 strikes to Hicks. Macarthur delivers and gets him with a funny pitch, and Hicks is way ahead of it for the swinging strikeout to get the first out of the 6th inning. The most important out, well, not the most, I guess the 3rd out would be the most important, but very important to get that first out in the 6th inning. And Macarthur does his job there. So in steps this is, I believe, a new hitter. I think this is Luke Dion. And again, I might be mispronouncing that. Having a hard time seeing his number, but it does not look like Quinn Comiskey, who was scheduled to hit. Macarthur delivers outside, 2-0, to whoever it is that's hitting. I think that's number 8, Luke Dion. And there's another strike. Breezy day at the moment here in Medway. There's a strike down the middle. 2 strikes now. I think 2 and 2 to Luke. First at bat of the day for Luke. The pitch. And there's a swing and a miss in the dirt. Gentile throwing it down to Winston to get the out. 2 down quickly here for Hopkinton. And now number 13 is up, and this is Quinn Comiskey. Now I'm all confused, which doesn't take much for me to get confused. But here is Comiskey. 2 down, nobody on. And swings, it's a ground ball to Larsh at shortstop. Calmly over to Winston at first, and this ball game is over. Macarthur pitching the last 2 innings. The Panthers a strong offensive attack today, putting up 13 runs, a couple of home runs. Good pitching today by Larsh, Winston, and Macarthur. And as the boys shake hands with their opponents from Hopkinton, they will return to their dugout, still atop the standings in the Medway 12-year-old Tondorf League. A beautiful day here in Medway, capped off by a Holliston Panther win. So the Panthers will take this one. They move to 6-1. This has been your Game of the Week on the Holliston Cable Access Television channel. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Holliston Cable Access Television broadcast of Tondorf Baseball.